public speaker, brought up like you in Brooklyn. I don't know if you can understand my accent. Brought up in Coney Island in the projects. We were poor, we really were. At the age of, I would say 10 or 11, I started the paper route. I did have the largest paper route in New York City, in the 5 boroughs. Did anybody ever hear of Expo 67? Ted? You ever heard?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Expo 67 was the World's Fair of Canada, 1967. In 1967, Daily News sent me and my partner to Expo 67. Everything paid because we did have the largest paper route in New York City. That's really where I started. I started with newspapers. I delivered bagels. I delivered anything and everything you want, cream cheese and lox and anything you'd want on a Sunday morning. We'd get up 4 o'clock in the morning and deliver till 8 o'clock in the morning. And I built it. That's where I started. From there, I went to work in Coney Island, the amusement area. I used to work 85 hours a week. I made $1.60 an hour. There was no child labor laws, they didn't care. We would go in, I worked in the kiddie park, right by the Wonder Wheel, if you're familiar with the Wonder Wheel. Kiddie park is still there. We would go in 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, work till 2 o'clock in the morning. It's the kiddie park. Then we would go to Nathan's. We would go back to the kiddie park and sleep there because we had to be back to open up the next day. Worked 80 to 100 hours. It was interesting, didn't make any money, but I realized that I was never going to make money doing something like this. I had to go to school, I had to do more to further myself. 1971, 1970, I started, I walked into a pharmacy in Bensonhurst. I'm still in Bensonhurst, I started as a delivery boy. 1975, the former owner said, I'm going to be selling the store. I spoke to a friend of mine. I said, if we don't buy it, we're out of a job. I bought the store. I was in pharmacy school at the time. I bought the store in 1976. I'm still there. Okay? The biggest stores have tried to put me out of business, to buy me out. Rite Aid made me 9 offers. Not going anywhere. The offers are good, but I'm not ready. My store is now 97 years old. Okay? It was a father, grandfather. Everybody thinks I'm the grandson. I'm not. But they left me. You know, my supposed grandfather, my father took care of their family. It's family owned and operated, and people come back. They move away. We have deals with UPS, post office. Every day we ship out all over the country. People who have dealt with us, they want that small, professional, hands-on service. When you walk into my store, I know your name. I tell everybody who works for me, don't call them by the last name. Hi Joe, hi Mark, how's the family, how's the kids? Like I said, 97 years we're doing something right. My daughter now is in UNC Business School, okay? I wanted her to take over my pharmacy. Everybody thinks that CVS, Rite Aid, you know, they're gonna put the small mom and pop stores out of business. And they have. A lot of people got scared, a lot of people ran, a lot of people sold out. Never, not going to do it. I've had my best year ever last year. Business is tough right now, but everything right now, my best year ever. I've had some failures. I bought a card store. Not everything is gravy. I bought a card store. I put my partner's wife, in business there. They ran the store. They ran it into the ground. It was absentee ownership. If you're going to go into business, I do suggest you're there. Hands-on, you watch everything, you watch everybody. You know what's going on, you see if the business is not doing so well, why? And you're there to make it work. Okay, I would never do another absentee ownership business. I also bought a seat on the stock exchange in the 70s. I got a tip on the stock. We were stupid at the time. We invested all of our money, 5 or 6 of us. We ended up losing $100,000 in less than a period of a week. And we went out of business. We didn't have the money. But you know what? I heard a lot of good ideas today. I think every idea was a great idea. Just go for it. If you believe in yourself, go for it. You know, your idea was great. I think it's something that you should do. Make sure you partner yourself with people who are as smart as you, smarter than you, have different expertise. I have friends who are millionaires now that have partnered, they're not that smart, but they've partnered themselves with other people and they've made the businesses grow. Right now, I started a new business about 1.5 years ago. It's called asset locating. Does anybody know what asset locating is?
I'm just gonna take a crack at it, or is that when, let's say, somebody dies and you contact their heirs to say that they have assets somewhere and you guys will locate it?
It's part of that, exactly. What happens is an asset locator is somebody who finds money for people. That's what I do. I find money for people. People don't understand it. It's people who have died. It's people, if you lived in Brooklyn, you moved away and you had checks coming to you that have never gotten to you because you moved. If you go to the post office, they keep a forwarding address for 1 year. After 1 year, if you don't contact that company, the checks keep coming, they go back to the company, and that's it. After 7 years, the account becomes dormant. These checks are now turned over to the state of New York or the state, whatever state that you're in. What I do is I bought 4 databases. My databases have $42 billion in them. Kings County alone, there's 951,000 people that don't know they have money out there. Over $1 billion in Kings County alone. Business is about a year and a half old. I found people $2.03, and my biggest find to date so far is $145,000. Somebody didn't know they had out there. They had out there. I've collected that money for them. I take a percentage. I charge. There are companies like me out there. Everybody else charges for the service. I don't charge. It's free until you have a check in your hand. Once you have your check in hand, I take 15% of whatever I find. I'm specializing really in the medical profession, doctors, pharmacies, hospitals, because that's what I know. It's growing. I'm trying to surround myself with different people. I've spoken to Ted about it because Ted's a businessman. He's great. I met Ted before the class today. I spoke to him about another idea that I have. He likes the idea. We're going to sit down. We're going to talk about it. It's something that I think will come through, and I don't know, I'm hoping to be very big. With Ted's help, with other people that we'll surround ourselves with, but doing business, getting into your own businesses, very, very important. Believe in yourself. Just, work hard. How's that? That's all I can tell you. Work hard and try it. I just want to thank you for having me here. Anybody have any questions? Or?
Sure.
Yes.
How were you able to raise your capital to buy the actual pharmacy?
Well, 1970, times were different. A lot cheaper. I couldn't do it today, I'll be honest with you. Couldn't do it today. At that time, I was working with another pharmacist at the time. I was in pharmacy school. So we partnered together, and being we were working for the former owner, he allowed us to take notes. He held all the paper. We paid him very little down. I went to pharmacy school. My partner took it over, and he worked at the beginning until I graduated. And then, we built it over the years. When I first started in the pharmacy, we were open 7 days a week. We were open 14 hours a day. So we worked, and we were the only 2 employees. And we worked, and we worked, and we did it. And,
That's
it's
a
hard.
very good point Ira makes, okay? So if you want to buy a business, most businesses are bought over time. So you give a down payment, could be 20%, could be 10%, it depends how desperate they are. But you can buy a $200,000 a year business and give 10% down, 20 grand. Probably most people in this room could beg, borrow, and steal 20 grand from family if it's for a good business, like a pharmacy that's growing. This country's only getting older and older, people living longer and longer, and more drugs are being prescribed by doctors than ever before. So he got into a really great business. Did you ever think about opening other pharmacies?
I did, but you know what? I started in pharmacy when I was 6 years old. My dad was a pharmacist. I'm tired of the business now.
Okay.
Just trying to move on and do different things. I'm involved in real estate. I buy some real estate. I bought other businesses. I tried other businesses. Some were great. I sold cell phones. I don't know if you remember that.
Sure.
I used to sell
76 is what, 40 some odd years?
Yeah.
Oh, doing the same thing for 40 some odd years. I mean, I could see why you'd get a little bit bored.
Right, now my pharmacy is where it's, like I said, I had a great year last year. I think it's at the top right now, so I don't work that much. I work 3 days in the pharmacy, and then right now I'm trying to promote my new business. I'm trying to work on it. I got a day off thanks to Ted. I'm the boss, but to come here and speak to you this morning, instead of laying around in bed, I was working on the asset locator. And I found, I would say about 12 accounts. 12 accounts means 12 checks. So we don't know how much money it is. It could be $5, it could be $500,000. There is one account out there, they say, that has $1.7 million that somebody doesn't know they have. I don't understand that. It's yours. I think it's yours. I'm looking for that one account. I have good friends that I've associated with myself with. One of my friends owns Planet Hollywood. He said to me, how can people not know where their money is? Well, I did a search on him, and I found him $28,000. Okay?
Right, so there's security deposits, there's IRS
Insurance
taxes,
checks, there's
insurance
rebates.
checks.
It
Think
comes
about
from
that.
bank accounts.
Right.
When you went to school, when you were kids, I don't know if you remember, when me and Ted went to school, they had something called milk money. Every week you would come in, you give $1, you give $2. Those accounts, over 45 years, have earned interest. People forgot about them. They moved. The banks closed. They became other banks. The money's out there. Like I said, in Kings County alone, 951,000 people. I'll guarantee there's 20 people in this room. I'll guarantee there's 6 or 7 of you, it might not be you, your family members, have money out there that they don't know about. Yes?
You said that a lot of big businesses like Rite Aid and stuff is trying to take over smaller businesses.
Mhm.
And you said some of them, they scare them and stuff. What do the big companies do to them?
What I mean by scaring them is that everybody thinks bigger is better. So if you've got a small store and somebody opens across the street from you with this mammoth store, just people think that Rite Aid is cheaper than my store. And it's just the opposite. They are more expensive. People have the conception Rite Aid's cheaper. There's a store in every corner. So the pharmacists get scared, they get nervous that they're going to be put out of business. So what they'll do immediately is sell their pharmacy to a Rite Aid, to a CVS. This week alone, Walgreens has called me and Rite Aid have called me because they're about 9 blocks away from me, both of them. They can't put me out of business and now they want to buy me. Rite Aid's made me 9 offers already. They just offered me money for my building as well. I'm not going to take it. We've been written up in the Daily News twice this year alone as the fastest filling pharmacy in Brooklyn. You come in, you go into a Rite Aid store, you go into a CVS, what do they tell you? Come back in 2 hours, come back in 3 hours.
Yeah.
Right.
You know why? They want you to shop around their store. I mean, it's a good idea and pick up other items. Me, you come to your store and you have 102 fever. I want to make sure you get your medicine quickly. You're in and out of my store within 10 minutes. I don't care how busy I am. I mean, we'll have 100 prescriptions on the counter, and somebody will hand me another prescription. I'll say, okay, 10 minutes. And somehow we do it.
In addition to the great customer service you deliver, with the limited time everybody has nowadays, have you considered maybe opening a service line where you could deliver?
Oh, we have free delivery. We offer free delivery. We'll deliver, most of the kids deliver on bikes. Like, I'm a mom and pop store. They deliver on bikes. We do have 2 kids during the week that have cars. Now, we have one van that goes out. We deliver, there's a new craze going on now. You see it all over TV, the shingles vaccine. We were the first pharmacy in Brooklyn to have the shingle vaccine. It has to be delivered. You can't come into a pharmacy and get the vaccine. We have to deliver it under refrigeration, under ice, to the doctors. We were the first pharmacy in Brooklyn to do that. You know what? We look for the new things. We look so we can compete with the Rite Aid. We do exactly what they do on a smaller scale with much more personalized service.